aliens, machines, terror, and that's just the start of it.
Eh?
Welcome to our playthrough of the PS1 cult classic, The Unholy War, developed by Toys for Bob using the Crystal Dynamics name and published by
Oh,
IDOS
also in
in
Italia.
1998.
Idas, I believe this was before Square Enix owned them.
Much,
Long
much
before.
before Java. This was around the time they started becoming a more major publisher. So basically,
Yes,
after
do it
we
in
decided to make,
Italian.
like after we made the Gex and Tomb Raider their flagship franchise, but I think before stuff like Legacy of Kain.
Yeah. Before this, Toys for Bob. Toys for Bob were established in 1989 and had made a couple of games, including the one that came before this, Pandemonium.
Speaking of pandemonium, that seems to be what's going on in this cutscene.
Yeah, unholy. I guess you could call it an unholy terror.
No, please.
I love that. The joke, I mean, not the comic.
Oh, I think you won't like the comic.
Alright, so as you can see from the cutscene, it involves, well, machines and aliens.
Awesome. Again, this kind of reminds me of Dino Riders, that basically mixing two concepts just because they're cool enough.
So anyway, Unholy War is two games really, mashed into one. A strategy game involving moving your pieces around the board, and a fighting game where, unlike a lot of other games of this kind, you actually get to do the fighting yourself as opposed to just letting the game do the fighting for you. So it's like a more involved Fire Emblem, if you will.
Or, yeah, it does add the same idea of Fire Emblem and stuff like also, what's that?
The difference is that you won't find yourself constantly restarting your game to keep the characters you want alive to be alive when they die.
Yeah.
Also, what's that white bar, Dwibs?
Yeah, that was a recording thing. I couldn't do anything about it.
So how did you record this one?
Don't worry, this is like the only part I think that has this problem.
So what did you... Well, I know you couldn't have hooked this up to... Oh wait, yeah, you could have hooked this up to your Elgato because I'm guessing you played this from a PS2.
No, I played it off... Yeah, I played it off my PS2. But that's the thing though, I've kept my recorders and my recording process exactly the same, and the bar goes away in like a part or two.
So how are you gonna record stuff from like your Japanese exclusive PlayStation?
Well, again, I've been recording stuff through there and it's fine.
So what do you use?
Apparently the game that's after this one is tied to that, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to
be playing as just foreshadowing.
Wow, such impressive 3D graphics on that menu.
Anyway, narration time.
Go on.
I am the Observer. I watch over the planet Xserra, and am witness to the Holocaust that has ravaged its peoples for 500 years. This conflict, which pits the arcane natives of Xserra versus the alien Teknos invaders, seems an endless, unholy war.
Roll
Oh,
credits.
joy.
The Teknos are a band of machine nations dedicated to eternal progress at all costs. They arrived here on Xserra after fleeing from the Hunters, a mysterious super technological race seemingly bent on their absolute annihilation. So yeah, unfortunately, they did plan to have a full story in the game, but it was cut out. So we have these bits instead. Anyway, first mission.
Oh, it's
Deep
better
scans
than
report
nothing.
no AUR fuel in this quadrant. Probably above base construction is 0%. Lacking AUR. AUR is basically points that you can earn on the board by standing on certain segments, and you can spend it on more warriors and powers you can use from enemies on the game board, but unfortunately we haven't got there yet, so we're just stuck with the basics for the time being. So anyway, first part, the game board segments I call them. You control these enemies, and you can put them at set a limited amount of spaces across the board, and the different segments that you're on is where you'll be fighting in the game if an enemy and one of your opponents on one of your play pieces meet.
Fascinating.
So you've got like a sewery, like a desert, or
in that kind of sense, it looks like a board game.
Morpheus. What
Huh.
happened to you? Also, Scree? I swear I've heard that name before. Or
Boba.
No, Bobba.
Baba!
Anyway, oh yeah. Also, I love the I love the little voice clips that they have. Nice touch there. So anyway, let's crack on.
Again, it does remind me more of a board game I put like this, just with a more action component. I can dig that.
So, Bobba versus Scree. Who will win in this encounter?
Time to
Jesus
fight!
Christ.
Anyway,
Or
like I said,
duel!
you have unlimited time to do the battles, and each unit has a strength over a certain enemy and a weakness against a certain enemy.
I love that voice clip. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, this game is very 90s.
Yeah. And you have and you can press certain buttons which will take up more of the bar depending on what one you press because of the power of the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, basically the aim is simple. In this board, you just have to wipe out all the enemies.
Alright.
Oh great, Morpheus is attacking and I'm not sure Neo's in this game either.
Knowing this game, there's probably someone called Neo.
And I'm dead.
Basically, one big logic that RPG strategy RPGs usually have is to have a set of randomized names to give to the unit, to the generic unit that are not your protagonist and all. So it kind of makes sense that you get some weird cases here, and it gives an opportunity to the devs to have some sense of humor. I forgot which specific game. I think Mercenary Saga, that's on the 3DS and more recently on the Switch, had some fun with that in the localization which has some characters named like Lord of the Rings characters.
I know Mega Man X7 gave names to the random NPC characters that you have to save.
Yeah, doesn't it do that starting with 6?
I think one of my favorites is Duff.
You need to rescue.
I think one of my favorites is Duff McWhalen.
Those are the robot
Jova, that's the name given to the Maverick instead, and that's a result of
Iceberg. Okay, this species is my favourite to use. It's got good attack power, and you can teleport.
I can see also they have a more bigger, energy bar, so they're like the wizards.
Yeah, zap it up your ass. But yeah, I've got that bird and then it's draining my health as well. So that'll... And I prove that this is my favourite one by getting killed.
Well, Dwibs, again, the side note is better than like a glass cannon. Real answer.
Alright. So, the development of this game, it was, like I said, the only bit that we really know is that they wanted to make a story, more involved story, but they had to scrap it at the last minute. And they were developing two of these kinds of games at the same time. This one and the game's successor, which we'll talk about another time.
Alright.
Sure, you haven't had much to say this game. Any thoughts so far? Oh.
Well, Jova, what's aside from the Project Road Zone games, obviously, what's your experience with tactical RPGs?
Oh, I've had my fair share. I've played some Fire Emblem here and there. Like I said, unlike Fire Emblem here, whenever a character you like dies, you don't have to restart it to get them back.
Anyway, die Morpheus.
That has been a staple of the series in order to symbolize, to make it quote-unquote more realistic, because it's supposed to be a war and all. Later games gave you just the option, which on one hand I can understand that, on the other it might as well not be existent because I just know that most of people will not even bother. They're playing classic.
Anyway,
there are ways to tone down the difficulty and just maintain that.
So what do you think about this game so far, Shuri?
I didn't expect it to be a strategic board game anyway.
Well, technically, at least according to Wikipedia, It's classed more as a fighting game than anything else.
Honestly, I'd say it's more of a
Partially
hybrid.
yes, but not really. Yeah, hybrid is probably a better way to describe it.
Yeah, oops, yeah, I had to pause there. Reasons. So I think I've almost got this. I've almost got this one now. I just have to make sure I concentrate and don't fuck up.
Right.
There we are. Metal Saw versus Dinosaur Hybrid.
that guy sounds like Mambo Jumbo from the Banjo-Kazooie game. So.
I love that.
Mumbo Jumbo, I think.
Yeah.
I do love some of the death cries, or the getting hit cries, oh.
So here you're playing the Teknos, which I guess are the more technological.
And I won. I got a meager victory.
Well, Dwibs, efficiency is what pays the bills.
Well, or in this case, wins the war.
True that.
Alright, just gonna try and save the game if it'll let me. I'm not sure why I haven't yet. And now.
Not yet.
Come on, Dwibs. All you have to do is press the X button.
Apparently that is too hard.
Yeah, I was so caught up in celebrating. I forgot to press the X button.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I should have edited this bit out.
Don't worry.
Ah, there we go. Now I press the button. Yeah,
Yay! You did it!
Alright, next bit of narration. When exiled from Earth's solar system, the human Teknos traveled to the galactic. Of the many races they encountered, the Mantis were the most mysterious. The Mantis have never fully explained who the Hunters are, nor why the Hunters have chased the Mantis for 1,000 years. And no, I'm not going to make a Guardian of the Galaxy joke. They've probably been done already by somebody.
Really? Because this game is totally well and widely known.
Anyway, now we get introduced to the AUR. Like I said earlier, you stand on those glowy spots. You get more AUR points, which you can use to either summon your troops, or that you use your troops' special abilities. When you start off with 100. Although it doesn't tally throughout. It doesn't tally throughout the game, though. You get the AUR you get the level doesn't match with what you get earlier. Not sure why, but whatever. Also, some of the enemy types had not really a huge. I just use AUR gather people.
Well, yeah, that's in your power to do that.
Yes, in the case of the tank, I can just nuke the enemy.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, really, they call it nuke.
Cute.
I mean, in the NES version of the first Final Fantasy, the most powerful black magic was called Nuke, so it got retranslated in later versions as Flare, so it's the more iconic one.
Katrina.
But yeah, so far I dig the look of this game, and also the fact it reminds me a bit of Small Soldiers, the movie which has the natives versus the more, militarized, toys, which I think was a trend of the 90s and a bit of the late 80s when we get down to it.
I definitely appreciate the variety and the different styles between characters here.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Figures, it's toys for Bob.
Just because they're roboticized the Teknos, that doesn't mean they have to be completely humanoid. Of course, they have stuff like a robot spider or a giant tank.
Anyway, time to fight. And now I'm in
Motorola.
the future.
Oh boy, a flying enemy.
Oh, I love facing these guys. They spend forever in the air, and you have to wait God knows how long.
Well, surely the Teknos have an equivalent to that.
They do, I just don't know how to use it.
Oh.
properly.
I can imagine, for the sake of balance, each faction has the type of set of units, just in different forms. Plus some
Maybe.
exclusives, probably.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
Nah,
they
nah.
might as well live up.
Boy, she's not giving you an easy time.
At all.
I mean, if I were that person, I'd stay up there as long as I could.
Wow, she dive bombed you.
Ha! Hit her.
Congrats, that's one
What
hit
I've gotta do
versus how many hits has she landed on you?
3. Ow.
Ooh.
But hey, I got one chunk of hit on it. Yeah. Well, at least I got her down enough so when I use my next enemy on her, it should be more easier.
Uh-huh.
Sanctor. Yeah, that's going to be half the fun of this commentary. Nyar.
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 Wait, Nyar? This isn't the anime game yet.
Nyarg!
Oh, Shiro, not even that.
And there you go. And there you are. I didn't have to fight her back. I just nuked her.
STU-15. Rasta.
Man, the Third World War was
Beth.
the worst.
Beef.
DP.
Yeah,
Rasta.
Rasta is the name. Rasta is the food that they eat in this universe.
So
What is
they
it like?
food with dreadlocks?
No. Don't you see?
Yes.
It's. I was gonna say it's rusty pasta, but I guess that works too.
That actually would make more sense.
Since the Teknos are robots.
I don't go so well.
Could have gone better.
Much better. Okay, that didn't work. Let's regroup. Can't teleport yet either, so just don't think I have enough AUR to do that properly yet. And of course they can heal.
Cute.
Yeah, that's very helpful for them. Anyway, let's move on. What best to use? I know. I'll nuke Nyar. No, I won't nuke Nyar. I'll nuke. Actually, I will nuke Nyar.
There you go. Don't second guess yourself. Take chances, make mistakes, and get mushy! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Jova, you can't really make mistakes in a war.
Actually, now that makes me wonder. Magic School Bus, World War II.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no, Joe.
Ow.
I had already enough nightmare when they explored the inside of a nose.
Oh, you mean when they went inside Ralphie?
I don't remember the name of the characters, though, so unfortunately bear with me. I know they just get into someone's nose being there to neutralize molecules of smell.
Yep.
I love that a
was
form of
thing,
celebration that this unit has is, extending her blades.
Well, sometimes you win the genetic lottery that way. Reminds me of Knife Girl from Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, where somehow a woman gets the DNA of a pair of scissors.
Of course.
Aha, yes. I swear, that is a musical that needs to go on DVD so that I can show you guys properly the wonderful insanity.
I saw a sort of retrospective on it on a video that does a musical on YouTube, like a YouTuber who loves musical, covers the history of musical. So I caught up also to the rambling that Dwibs told me in our time, and Jesus Christ, talk about unlucky production. The producer literally died moments before the contract would be signed off.
It's like it was an omen for Turn Off the Dark. Like that.
Honestly, I prefer the Sesame Street parody.
What, Avenue Q?
What did they did?
No, they did a parody of the show called Spider Monster the musical.
Really?
Where they mocked all the production problems and the fact that it has like 1 billion opening nights.
Seriously, Sesame Street did that?
Yeah. They even got Frank Oz to voice the monster again.
Wow. Sesame Street actually threw shade at Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Get back here, you coward!
Well, it was like a sensation of Broadway.
So that's a tactic enemies can use in the future. Run away.
The shit out of it.
No, run away and then just attack when you quickly turn around.
It's basically she was pitching a tent so she could camp you.
Well, at least now we can see the.
It's a good method, okay?
Also, oh boy, Horn Skeletor versus Tank. I wonder who's going to win.
Well, you'd be surprised. I'd seen some pretty big upsets.
I got a shotgun.
Target eliminated indeed.
Oh yeah.
Or like atomized.
Shame you can't just pick them up and squish them in your claws. That would have been awesome. So who have I got left to face then? Where are they?
I've been everywhere, so they actually did want some of the battles.
Anyway, there's the teleporting ability used a little bit.
Dredge.
There we are. Well, let's see if we can kill Katrina without her running away from everything.
Wow, she's really a fan of the camping tactic.
Yes, but I have long-reaching bone claw, so buzzsaw firing things.
I have to give the AI credit. It's not every day you see AI that is that witty enough to know how to dodge that much.
Hey, you were saying something, Huey?
I said it didn't get off to a good start.
Well, I won anyway, so yeah.
That's what it counts.
So
passable victory.
So the tanks are your. I forget. So what's your favorite type of person to use and your favorite type to fight?
There's a combination actually. The teleporters and the buzzsaw firers.
Interesting.
Alright, now let's get a little preview as to what to expect in the next part.
Goody.
Take it away, Mr. Overseer. The Jaegers were found by early Teknos explorers. The ancient warbots have been deactivated and encased in the solid rock of a dead moon. Revived and reprogrammed, the Jaegers now scour the barren dreadlands of the perimeter of the Teknos nations, hunting down and destroying whatever native life they can find.
Okay.
You know what this reminds me of, Tia? This guy is like the Overseer from Secret Wars.
You mean the Beyonder?
Yes, the Beyonder.
Alright, so we can't use Tesla units, but we introduced the new concept of bases, which I will explain in the next part. So, in the meantime, guess we'll see you then.
Be prepared for more war.
Yeah, be prepared for the Unholy War.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared. See ya.